We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Hell yes, I get to ride the dragon.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
I know Kung Fu.
Tank, you want to switch? You want to switch?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Stay down.
I could do this all day.
If you had to transform into one mythical creature and then get married to a different mythical creature.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Maximum effort.
How about a magic trick?
HR.
Not an animal.
HR. Is HR.
Somebody call HR down here.
That man is playing Galaga.
Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape into the world of geeks, nerds, and people that just sit on the fence and we don't know what the fuck we want.
Tank.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, fence sitters.
I was getting ready.
It's 2019. We don't know what we want anymore. I mean, you give us exactly what we want, we have no clue where we want to go with it. I mean,
Like a dog chasing a car. You wouldn't know what to do if you actually got one.
exactly. We have no clue. So we'll get into that topic a little later. But Tank, what have you been up to, dude?
Man, I've been chilling. I've always had this weird, like, fascination of wanting to be able to draw and never being able to. I've always been a horrible artist or drawer or whatever. So I've started actually kind of like tinkering with like learning the actual fundamentals to how to draw. So I've been kind of playing around with that.
Pencil and paper.
Yeah, exactly. That's I've been tinkering with it. I can like I can doodle stick figures, but like actually like drawing something that like looks good. You know, it's always been.
Well, stick figures can look good. You remember those like videos where it was like stick figures fucking fighting all the apps on the computer screen? I love those.
Yeah, so that I finally finished Goblin Slayer, which if you haven't watched, it's only like 12 or 13 episodes, and it's fucking awesome. It's like the bloodiest, goriest, like just intense, very D&D inspired anime that I've watched in a long time, and I will probably bring it back up later in the show. So
Every week.
I think you finished something else that was real big too.
Birthday.
Blind Spot season 3.
It's big in your basement.
Oh yeah. Finished our D&D table. Yeah, the wife has all the pictures. I'll have her. I'll grab some of the finished pictures and put them up on our.
Did you forget that?
Cause dude, like it engulfed my brain. It took us about 3 weeks to put it together, and then we played on it this past Saturday, and it's like, whew, I'm done. Like it's finally complete. The project is done. It's time to like back off and go find a new project. But yeah, dude, it looks. I think it looks awesome. It was a lot of fun. It took 3 weeks. But it's dope. Like, you know, it's like the sunken middle, has power sockets on the side to charge your phones and shit. Little dice trays and cup holders cut into it. It was a lot of fun putting together. So
does your box fit in it?
Does my box? I don't know if I don't know if the actual box fits in it, but it fits like it's like almost 4D6 wide and probably. I mean, probably.
The box is not 4D6 wide.
Yeah, so
we got a lot of D6, all that sneak attack damage.
Yeah, dude,
it's not 4 wide.
That fireball damage.
Not 4 wide, but you can fit a lot in there. So
yeah,
are good.
Yeah, I have like 3 dice sets in there.
Yeah. See, if it's like I have room to. I have 2 dice sets to like spread them all out in order, so I know which one's which at a glance. So the dice boxes are plenty big.
So. Yeah, that was awesome, dude. I wanted to make sure you got credit for that.
Well,
since
shit.
you have like electrical going to it, when Jason like spills his alcoholic beverages all over it, like the whole thing.
It's all grounded. It's fun.
Okay, cool. Let's make my section waterproof.
Yeah.
Put those little child plugs.
Yeah, right.
But your table will smell great.
Yes, yeah, with your wheat beer.
Brandon, what have you been up to, dude?
I actually don't think I've been up to shit. I was trying to think about it. I really haven't done anything. I started back school. I said this last time, which is super nerdy, but it's been like consuming a lot of my time. Just because I'm doing like one full semester class in like a 5-week period or something. So it's very, very time consuming. I basically have to write a paper like every other day.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's also like the busiest time at work. I got to go out to eat with a professional athlete yesterday. That was cool.
Hey.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say I got to go eat.
I ate once. You know what though? I don't know how many days I have left. Maybe like 2 or 3, maybe 2. I will get to eat meat again, dude. I'm so fucking.
Oh, that's right. You did your
February 1st, dude. I'm gonna just chat like carnitas tacos, freaking corned beef hash. Most odd stuff is what I'm craving of meat, and I'm just gonna fucking indulge. Like I'm gonna go to a barbecue spot on Friday night. Just eat like hot wings because I've been craving hot wings the whole time.
Nice.
I'm just gonna eat like they have smoked hot wings at this place over here, and definitely gonna go eat that on Friday.
Dude, I told you guys I don't ever make New Year's resolutions, but ever since the start of 2019, I've just found it that I'm eating very basic white bitch food.
Chipotle?
Like I went to
toast.
No, I went to like Tropical Smoothie Cafe and got like the spinach wrap. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing here?
I eat spinach wrap every day at lunch,
dude. That place is good though.
Yeah. Dude, spinach wraps are good. It's just like a green white wrap. It tastes exactly like white wrap. Like same consistency and everything.
I also found myself at Chicken Salad Chick. I don't know if you guys have ever heard
Yeah, that
of
shit's delicious too, dude.
so
I'm on
good.
your side. You shouldn't feel bad about this. I love Chicken Salad Chick.
Dude, it was so good. But like as I was sitting there, I was just kind of like,
I think
like when I ordered, the meal is called the Chick. And I was like, excuse me, can I just get the basic chicken salad sandwich and a side of
Testosterone would be great.
pasta salad would be great. Oh, so you want the original Chick?
I met
that one.
the creator of Chicken Salad Chick.
Nice.
I don't remember it was either the creator or someone who's like her sister or something. It was weird.
Very
I was
basic.
like, and I think it was up here because I remember thinking in this conversation, don't know who I was talking to, but I remember thinking in the conversation, like, yeah, there's one of those in Florida. And I was like, man, that's like pretty big if like it's more than just like a mom and pop thing.
Right.
Because like that's how I knew about it. And that's why I was like, oh shit, that's kind of crazy. A bunch of random people up here.
It's very southern. It's a very southern thing.
Yeah.
Because like everything's like, yeah, it'll be served with y'all, and I was like,
Yeah.
this chicken fillet. Yeah, I don't know. I've been eating really weird stuff, but so this week, I got into a lot of indie stuff. More indie comics. You guys remember last week I was talking about The Crow and all that stuff, and this week, thanks to Travis Jones telling me that I need to be watching Deadly Class on Sci-Fi, that kind of spawned the topic for this week, but it also got me thinking more and more about indie comics. So I was checking that out. I'm still setting stuff up. I think we're doing a free comic book day in Lawrenceville with a comic book shop down there, so the Nerds from Work should be there. We're still trying to set that stuff up.
Sam Brandon.
Yeah, without Brandon. So, yeah, I'm just doing a lot of stuff, man. Like putting together. What's up?
A lot of moving and shaking.
Yeah. I recruited another person to come to our martial arts class. So,
Nice.
he won't be there this week. He'll be there next week.
I tried to get my buddy to come. He's another police officer. I was like, you should come on, man.
Didn't you guys go see like some movie this week that was supposedly really cool?
We did, and it's in the pre-show.
Oh, okay, cool.
Bing!
Plug.
Shameless plug. Pre-show. We talk about Dragon Ball Super Broly. Broly.
See, until I watched this movie, I thought it was Brawly, but the whole movie they said Broly, so I have no idea.
Yeah, because he's kind of like a bro.
He's also kind of Lee.
Yeah.
Kind of what?
Like Bruce Lee, the bro of Lee's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty slow week. Reading comics, trying to check out new indie stuff, trying to get into that. But yeah, let's just lead right into the topic. And so glad Naru can't be here. Thanks, Naru, because you would just hold this topic back.
We lied
Naru
to your
was on-
face and told you we wanted you on the show.
Naru was on earlier, and he was like, no. So we'll give his 2 cents at the end. But the topic this week is, are we tired of mainstream Marvel and DC content? Like, are we tired of the movies? Are we tired of the cartoons, the podcasts, all of these things? Do we think that indie comics should be stepping up? Or do we want more Marvel and DC? So I know Tank's got a really different perspective. So let's start with Brandon first, actually. 'Cause I think Brandon and mine might be on the same page. So let's start with Brandon, then we'll go to Tank, and then I'll go last, and then we'll go
Threw
to
me off. Yeah, so in reading the topic, I was like, in true indie fashion, made it way deeper than it actually should be. And I took it to like the next level of just like character types, and in the sense of like what usual DC and Marvel character types are, where more indie comics take these like weirder turns on what types of characters they like to put as like protagonists and antagonists and everything like that. So I would have to say I am tired of it, but I'm more tired of like the like everybody loves me, I'm gonna like save the world, this is gonna be how it goes type film. And like I understand like Marvel and DC definitely have characters in their like arsenal that aren't that. I'm not sure that they do those characters justice in movies, at least. They definitely do in Netflix. Like Punisher was good. I haven't watched the newest Punisher, so that one don't hold it against me. But like Punisher was really good. But like I enjoy those types of characters. But it seems that they put the like, you know, baton holder, like everybody loves this character in the forefront. And I kind of want that darker, more indie style.
You want Red Hood.
Yeah, the Red Hood coming to the forefront. But also like in DC too, like Batman's supposed to be dark and everything, but he's still that character.
Yeah.
Like he still fits that bill. So like Batman definitely also falls into this category. But yeah, I like that style. I want that style to come more to the forefront in terms of film. And I feel like it's getting there in comics. I think that's becoming more and more what people want to read too, especially with a lot of like the new, like how they're flipping like Marvel stuff and the different, like Iron Man is a different person, but it's like they're like picking more people from the like slums that are trying to come up and have these different like character flaws and different stuff like that for characters. And I think that's really, really interesting, but I've always been interested in that. But I hope that becomes more of the mainstream thing to do. But I also would hate for it to get overplayed. Like, because the whole thing that makes that like enjoyable is that it's not overplayed. And as like hipster as that sounds, like when it does become overplayed, then that's when everybody gets tired of it, regardless of if you're a hipster or not. Like, I get tired of watching the same movie 17 times, and all they did was change like the costume, even though the color pattern is the same on every single person. The story is the exact same. They always get the girl at the end. Like I'm over that kind of.
So you're over Fast and the Furious.
I was over Fast and the Furious after Tokyo Drift. I haven't watched a single one, dude.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you know they're coming out with a spinoff, right?
Are they really?
No, I have no clue because I didn't even know they came out with like more movies.
It's
Oh, dude,
The Rock.
did you see that one? And I'm like, no, I didn't see it. When the fuck did The Rock get in Fast and the Furious? I don't know.
The Rock and Jason Statham both.
I didn't know Jason Statham was in there. The Rock was the joke because I knew he was in there, but I didn't know fucking Jason. This is me finding out he's in
We're here.
reaction.
Reaction.
That can be the clickbait. Brandon's reaction.
To Jason Statham, only 5 years late.
Right. I was today years old when I found out.
No reaction on my face. This can be just like yeah, I'm like super that, and that's why I was bored of those movies. Is I just get bored of that. And like also on this show I've talked about like certain animes and stuff that I like outside of like trying to catch up on Naruto and stuff because that's very mainstream of what people like and stuff. Even though I like the weird characters in it, I really like things like Tokyo Ghoul and things like Attack on Titan and stuff. They give like this weird, different spin. Also, it's not a comic book at all, but Fantastic Beasts does a great job at this of like character types of like who the main character is and stuff, and like their like personalities and stuff. They're not like the macho man. Like even if you want to strip it down as far as it goes, take Digimon and like what the crests were. The main character was always courage, and I'm fucking tired of it. Like, I'm tired of the courageous one that's like, no, you got to do this. I'll put my life on the line to save. Blah, blah, blah. Like people are finding ways to make it very entertaining to have other character types as lead roles.
Have flawed characters.
Yeah, and like. And they always had flaws, but they were like minor flaws, and they were good at their heart. But now there are characters that are technically good guys that have like killed somebody, or like even Red Robin in Titans a while ago when he killed that person. That was like a good like story arc in New 52 when he killed somebody in that like other dimension because who got killed? Was it Artemis or someone got killed? Regardless, someone he liked got killed, and he killed someone else, and they're like, oh, Robins don't kill people, and blah, blah, blah. And then Damien was like, yeah, you're one of us now, like killers like me and Red Hood and stuff. And it was able to take that like vulnerability of what it takes to kill somebody and then like play off of that, not just like the macho man, I'm going to save the world because that's the right thing to do. I'm tired of that.
Yeah, Dick Grayson saved the world because it's the right thing to do, okay?
Yeah, okay, yeah. He's also not my favorite Robin. But, like, he also has, like, his dark time and stuff. And, like, I think that's what Titans, or the show, is playing into, is, like, that dark era of him trying to find himself.
Right. Where he becomes Nightwing, not Robin.
Yeah, I think it's definitely on the rise because more and more people are like it, right? We're in a world now where it's not like morals and everything, or everybody's looking way deeper into it than they did like in the 60s and 70s. People were just like, this is right because so-and-so said it, so I'm going to believe it, and blah, blah, blah. People are now like forming these weird, different, their own opinion almost. It's like people aren't as brainwashed, I feel like.
People like Rick Grimes more than Superman in 2019.
I don't know who that is.
Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The main character.
And he's very flawed. He's super flawed.
He's very flawed.
He has that main like courageous thing, but he's like, he has a lot of flaws. But like, exactly. Now people have this like different, like are in a different psyche because the world is in a different place than it was back then. And what we're able to see, I think a lot of it's like media, social media, television, radio. We get a lot more perspectives than we used to.
Right. So. All right, Tank. What's your take?
Yeah, so mine and Brandon kind of hinted at it when he was going at it. So I'm kind of coming at it from an anime perspective and kind of relating it because everyone knows I'm the charlatan. I don't read American comics. I mean, I enjoy what they're doing with the movies and the animated stuff. You know, I think it's fine. But I would love to see more stuff. So Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece would be like, you know, the four, like what brought Japanese anime to America.
Gundam.
But see, Gundam, I don't like Gundam was never as big as those four though.
The nerdy thing I did, I bought tickets to go watch Gundam in theaters February 19th.
Hey, that's dope.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
It's a follow up to Unicorn. It's like a movie.
Bitch.
Going at AMC, you should go watch it.
All right, Tank, we're going to see that.
Okay, I will get my Gundam education on that.
Go watch Gundam Unicorn and then go watch it.
It's on Netflix. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
So yeah, like those four were very the stereotypical like main character. Very is I'm here to save the world because that's what I'm supposed to do. And then they kind of handed the reins off to like Black Clover and My Hero, which are very in Boruto, which is freaking Naruto light. The same kind of thing. I want to see more stuff like Goblin Slayer, which the main character on that is like he in the first episode he murders baby goblins. Like you through the course you find out like why he hates goblins so much, and he's like been traumatized, like literally had watched them rape and murder his sister, like on the floorboard. He was hiding under the floorboards, under where she was getting raped and murdered by this like horde of goblins. And he doesn't care anything about fame. He doesn't care about, getting, money. All he cares about is killing goblins. And he goes like to a fault. But then they put this really cool kind of supporting cast around him that, kind of helps flesh out the party. It's very D&D like. I thought it was incredible. It was incredible storytelling, and it was just very real. Seven Deadly Sins is kind of almost the same vein as like Black Clover and those. A little different. They're there's a little more flawed main characters, so it's kind of on the right track. But I want to see more stuff like Goblin Slayer, because I think, and that's the thing that's so anime. American comics is like superheroes. Like that's the staple of American comics, whereas anime is so vast and so deep about the different kinds of stories that they tell in Japanese.
Well, to say
different stories that are. Go ahead. Yeah, different stories that are popular. Like,
Okay,
there are
maybe that's a
definitely
better way.
American comics that are not popular that are not superheroes.
I guess that's
Yeah.
a better way to say it.
because The Walking Dead is one of the best-selling comics,
That's true.
of all time, and it has nothing to do with superheroes. But yeah, I would say like the staple anime would be your Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, like the ones that you've mentioned, Bleach. Those are the staples.
Right.
Like people who don't know anime are like, oh yeah, no, I know Dragon Ball Z.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like because they saw it on Toonami or whatever, like
Mhm.
years and years and years ago. But people that don't know anything about comics know Superman, they know Batman, they know Spider-Man, they know the capes, right? But if you say, oh yeah, Saga, they're like, wait, what is that?
Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, all of these indie comics, they're just like, I don't know what that is.
Every
And-
hipster in Boston read Saga.
Yeah. So
So
I think it's safe to say like the staple animes and the staple comics
right.
would be like capes for America and like your
like teenage
child, childish leader
Mhm.
full of courage or something like that for anime.
So yeah, I definitely want to see some more stuff. I mean, there's there are other stories in manga and anime that they can really branch out into. Maybe it's because I've spent more time digging into those like outer rim mangas than I have trying to find those like outlying American comics. But I definitely think there could be more stuff like that than just Black Clover and My Hero, which I like both shows. So
Well, see, I think that what you just said is great because I don't read really any Japanese comics.
Yeah.
I read Gundam, but that's it. So I don't really delve into any of it at all. And the fact that you say the same thing is happening with not just Japanese, but pretty much because you read a Korean one as well, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's happening with all this anime and manga, same thing that's happening in America with our stuff. And, my 2 cents on it is we're getting all of these shows, right? And when we first got Iron Man, I was stoked. Like, I was so stoked because a character that I wanted to see for so long finally made it to the screen.
And they did an excellent job of it too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just like a shit, throw it out there real fast. It was like took their time, spent their money on it.
Right. It wasn't Spider-Man. Okay. It was good. I was convinced that he was Tony Stark. Now, if you've listened to the show for any amount of time, I hate Tony Stark. But he did a good job convincing me that he is Tony Stark. And, I've seen the movies. We've seen all the way through now. We've got Thanos. We've got Deadpool even.
Oh,
We've got all these characters in a cinematic universe, right? I'm not going to say the MCU or the DCEU or the DCU, whatever you want to call it. But we have all these characters. We've had Batman forever. Now we've got a Superman. We've got Aquaman. Like, whoever thought you would see Aquaman on TV? are on the big screen, right?
It actually do well.
Right.
That actually would do
incredibly well.
Yeah.
Highest grossing DC movie of all time.
Yeah, it freaking smashed.
So literally like a tidal wave. See what I did there? So anyway, you've got all these characters, right? And they just keep pumping them out because they have so many that they can do. Why stop the gravy train, right? But what made me come up with this theory is because how many Marvel TV shows do we have? We have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I barely could stomach. We have
Inhumans.
The Inhumans, which I didn't stomach.
Didn't finish, yeah.
I didn't even start it. We went and saw the first episode. I never wanted to watch it.
I watched like 2 or 3 more, and that was it. So
no, I didn't. They wouldn't even get that out of me. You've got the Netflix series, which did well, but they were all canceled.
That's not Marvel's fault, though.
Yeah, Punisher didn't cancel them, but it was also not Feige writing it. Like, it wasn't the same writers. It had and what Brandon was saying, the Netflix Marvel had a much more indie feel to it.
Yeah.
It was darker, it was gritty, and it had a much different feel than the movies. But then you've got all these movies, all these characters, and I just watched Deadly Class. The first episode of Deadly Class, but I have now seen it 3 times.
Jeez.
There are only 2 episodes. I've watched the first episode 3 times, and I've watched the second one twice.
Like that's all that's all they're going to release, or that's where they're at so far?
No. They're releasing a full series. But it's, it's only on. This is week 3, and it comes out. It's actually starting right now because we're filming on Wednesday. So I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow or this weekend. But I'm going to watch episode 3 a few times because it's full of these little things and these little Easter eggs. And the story is so good that it just grabs you and it doesn't let go. And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so you bring up a really good point, and I'm going to take it almost kind of a different direction too. So Star Trek Discovery season 2 started back, and there are 2 episodes into season 2. And season 1 kind of mixed reviews because they did a really, really weird story thing. And in season 2, it feels like Star Trek. And my dad and I were talking, and it's the story of it. Like you can get away. I think the part of the reason Marvel has gotten away with so much, is because the storytelling is just, second to none. And that's really where, as long as you're telling a good story, yeah, we want to see some of these outlying characters, but as long as you keep the good story up, like Discovery's been doing this second season, then I think we'll give you a pass for not using these outlying characters too.
I feel like the outlying characters kind of the story isn't independent of the characters. The story can only live if a certain character is in that role.
Makes sense.
Right.
So I feel like the stories, so my whole thing is the stories I want to see are based on characters that are not that alpha male role.
Yeah.
Right.
Necessarily.
So to me, my thought process is it's so hard for an indie comic writer to get published that these stories, the indie comics that I've read have pretty solid stories. Like Deadly Class, super solid. Saga, Ninjak even, right? Like these little smaller publishers, they don't have time and resources to waste on terrible stories because they only have X amount of money, right? So they're not going to publish everything that comes across. But with Marvel and DC, they can publish as many as they want, and if it's terrible, they'll just, like DC did this. They had a regular DC, right? They said, oh, this isn't good. We need to reinvent the wheel, bring people back to comics, New 52. Some of New 52 worked, some of it didn't. So what do they do when people hated New 52? They start it all over again.
Yeah.
Literally driving comic collectors crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's called Rebirth.
Yeah.
Because 52 sucked so bad on so many comics. They just killed it. They said it never happened.
Yeah.
So everything, like I liked the Nightwing run. I know Brandon liked the Robin in New 52. But everything that happened, they were just like, never mind.
Yeah.
But That's because they
Like
have
Him
the
and the
money.
Outlaws and New 52 also. That was a good one.
That was so good.
Bring it back to Discovery. That's what I was talking about. In season 1, the entire season 1 takes place in an alternate dimension, an alternate reality. And then the second season, now we're back in the like, oh fuck, I can't even the word now. But now we're back in like the regular like universe, and they same thing. Is it like people? I don't know. I don't know if that was always the plan, is to make it its own universe and then flip us back here, or if that was a like mid-season shift in thinking like, oh shit, no one likes what we're doing, so we're just going to like, different universe. Don't have to worry about it.
Probably that.
Well, Star Trek has the money to do it.
Yeah.
CBS has the money to do it. So to me, I think that if they took more risk with indie comics, because like Brandon's saying, it's the characters in 2019 that are going to align more with indie characters, with these rough, rugged, not straight, perfect square characters. I think 2019 is going to resonate more with that. And then, like Tanka-san, the stories are so good that I think that it would be a great fit for indie to start coming out. It doesn't have to be superheroes. Deadly Class on Sci-Fi is doing really well, obviously. Like, I'm watching the crap out of it, and I don't even have time to do that stuff. And I know that once Brandon watches it, he's going to talk about it because it's right up his alley. It's teenagers that are going to a school for assassins, and the lead, like the main character, wants to assassinate Ronald Reagan. Because, well, so the
horrible.
What's up?
Because Reaganomics were horrible.
Well, the whole thing is, it's not like, oh, I hate the president, down with America, down with economy, whatever. It was Reagan had one law that he let, certain people out of insane asylums. This crazy lady was standing in a tower, jumped out of the tower, and landed on his parents, killed him. So he grew up homeless because his parents died because Ronald Reagan let crazy people out. So this lady got out, killed his parents. Complete accident. But he is so broken and damaged because of it, he can't even see straight.
Yeah.
And I love it. And it's so dark and so gritty, and I love it. And they take so much pride because it's an indie project. Like The Crow, there was so much pride in that because it was that dude's life. Like,
yeah,
that's all he knew. So that's my 2 cents. Is I think that if they took more chances on indie comics, that it would just be, I think it would be a good chance in 2019.
Yeah.
But
which I definitely think DC and Marvel have characters that could do this, but they're so well established that I don't think they're willing to take the chance on those characters, as indie comics are like, we're willing to take this chance because we know this will be our home run, where Marvel can be like, well, we can just keep making like 7 movies for this main character. We don't need to take a chance on that character that might do well or might crash like fucking Ghost Rider,
Right. Like, the one character that I think Marvel could do it with is Moon Knight, where he's got
several times.
Yeah, multiple personalities. He's got PTSD. He's a veteran. It would resonate on so many levels, but it's a risk. Like, why would you introduce Moon Knight, who's psychotic and kills everything, when we have Spider-Man?
Right. Everybody loves Spider-Man, which
Exactly.
If an indie comic had Moon Knight, like indie publisher had Moon Knight, they would probably be like, yeah, fuck, let's go for it. We don't have anything else going for us right now.
Exactly.
They would take that shot.
Well, it's not just that. Like, and I'm so much more excited now about indie releases rather than Marvel releases. So Deadly Class came out. I'm loving it. But also Netflix has something coming out called The Umbrella Academy, which is also indie. And then The Watchmen are getting a TV series on HBO.
Like, we've kind of touched on it on the show before. That's the direction that I think Netflix needs to go, with the fact that DC and Marvel and Disney and fucking everybody under the sun's coming up with their own streaming shit, Netflix is like, all right, well, screw you guys. We're going to do this like indie thing. And now they're taking and they come up with these like badass indie shows. And, that's how they shove it in the face of everybody else.
Yeah, I think that would be a smart move.
Yeah.
Well, even with the Magic Order or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's called? The comic?
Yeah, the Magic Order.
Yeah, like that's the first step, kind of, in my opinion, into that. Like, yeah, fuck it, let's do something that's not done yet. Let's do it ourselves. We don't need DC. We don't need Marvel. Let's do something cool and see how people react.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work for them. Real quick, we'll go over Naru's 2 cents. Naru obviously wanted more and more Marvel and DC. He said he's all in on this gravy train. He wants to keep going because there's so many characters they haven't touched. He wants to see those. And they do have a lot of characters. And every single one of us have said it. We just don't think they're going to do it. Hopefully they prove us wrong.
Yeah. Which, like, something like Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of like that first step into, like, characters that aren't super mainstream that they can bring into mainstream, but they still have, like, the same character type.
Yeah.
So it's like,
right.
It's like, it's kind of a first step, but I feel like them going, like, full-fledged to this freaking weird, Delta male as a main character or something. I don't know. I just made that up. I don't think that's a real thing. I'm just trying to think of the most opposite of alpha male. But yeah, this like weird character that like is not your average everyday friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I think it's going to be hard for those companies to do that, because they could come out with a shit movie with shit story with a character that everybody knows, and everybody will like say the movie is horrible and it's the worst movie that ever came out. But Batman vs Superman made a lot of fucking money. So like am I like, if I was in their position, if I'm making a lot of fucking money and I don't gotta try, why would I try?
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, Jason did it when he was in kindergarten. If someone else will tie your shoe, why the fuck would I tie my own shoe? It's the same thing. Kindergartners know it, and it's just human nature.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not hating on Marvel or DC. I'm still going to go see Endgame. I mean, let's be honest.
Everybody is.
See it.
Yeah, whole fucking world is.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. But at the same time, I'm more excited about the indie releases that are coming out than new Marvel stuff or new DC stuff.
Until I'll be more excited after Marvel wipes everybody to see what they do with what they have. And I think that would be a good like pivotal moment for them to start doing these types of movies with new characters.
Yeah.
New Avengers that's like
a new feel.
Yeah, like they can redo all of Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four had some story arcs that were kind of different, and they were like little I think they tried that in the last movie. I didn't see the last movie. But like if they could definitely take those types of characters and either mix them in with other people to get people to like them more and not just put out another Fantastic Four movie and stuff like that. Right. They could definitely twist it to be really cool. Or like a lot of the conspiracy theories we've had about what the next Iron Man is going to be and stuff like that. Or if he actually dies and stuff. So I think the ball is in their court. They are in the spot to be able to do it, but I'm not confident that they will. So that's what I'm worried about. I guess we'll see when the trailers come.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody is ready for that. But yeah, we went on a tangent, but I think this is a topic worth tangenting.
Yeah. Tangential topic. It's a tangential topic.
Yeah, tangential.
So like tangential
topic. Anyway, that wraps it up for us. Hey, Tank, last thoughts and tell them where to find you.
Yep. So you guys can find me all over the internet at the Caped Critic. Give the smaller animes a chance. They don't. The cool thing about Naruto, the sucky thing about Naruto or One Piece is they're like 1,500 episodes or some shit, 700 episodes, which is fucking huge. Goblin Slayers, 13 episodes. You can sit down, veg the whole thing, and when you get to the end of it, and you're like, fuck, that was a good show.
And then you're like, fuck, I wish there were more episodes.
Dude, I literally, as soon as I finished it, I Googled Goblin Slayer Season 2. So, yeah, so, you know, give those smaller ones a chance. You'd be surprised some of the cool stories you can find by doing stuff like that, so.
You guys can find me at Houdini0333 on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I mean, watch Deadly Class. You're not going to regret it unless you don't like violence. Then I don't know why you're listening to this show.
Yeah.
But Deadly Class, I would highly recommend. And comics, yeah, look at violence. I would highly recommend that, and like pick up the Magic Order. Start reading indie comics. I'm doing more of that in 2019, and I'm not regretting any of it. So I'm into that. Brandon, tell them where to find you.
Everybody on this show just knows that I when I walk down the street, I just tower over everybody around me. So you can find me on Tall Friends at bmiller425, where tall folks go to meet other tall folks to go on dates. Not that I'm necessarily into other tall people, but I know I'm so tall I should just be on it.
That's, oh, wow.
I don't have any last thoughts. I put it all out there.
That you did. You guys can find us at The Nerds From Work on, you can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes at The Nerds From Work. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Nerds From Work, and you guys can find us at TheNerdsFromWork.com or support us on Patreon. Dude, 99 cents or $1? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? What did you spend $1 on today? Something worthless. You could have been supporting our drinking habits.
Crack.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, drinking Munzenti.
Drinking. See,
Yeah,
somebody's
drinking,
got to buy
not
tank
crack.
and we drink. Hey, find us on Patreon, patreon.com/TheNerdsFromWork. And let's see what 2019 holds for us, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's late, and I'm tired of shit. From all of us here at the workplace, peace.